Okay, I wasn't gonna make this video because, well, it's out of my comfort zone. But then I realized the whole point of the video was talking about comfort zones. And I was like, well, then you gotta make the video because it's about comfort zones and you don't feel comfortable doing it. So it's out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Anyways, the one thing I don't talk a lot about, and this is going to be more esoteric. So if you follow me more for the trauma healing aspect of things versus, like the sciencey stuff versus this weird esoteric, maybe alien stuff, new age, I don't want to call it. People have labels for everything. I don't really use labels or subscribe to them very much. So label what you want, call it what you will. It is what it is. But yeah, I want to talk about soul contracts. So a lot of people, and it was funny, I was just watching this really cool video. It's amazing how much we don't know about celebrities. You know what I mean? Like, we just disregard them as human beings. They're just icons, and we idol worship them and forget they actually are human beings. Anyways, I was watching the video about dreams, and people were sharing their ideas of what they believe dreams are. Well, my dreams, and a lot of you can probably relate, ever since I was a little kid, have been really weird. When I was being abused, I knew I wasn't in my body a lot of the times because I could feel myself flying. One of my first animals that ever came to me, my spirit guide, was an eagle. And when I was 8 years old, I actually had a magical experience where a golden eagle, we have in my parents' old house, there's this in the back, but they had these really big windows. The windows were 5 feet wide, about 10 feet tall. And there was 3 of them. And so it would reflect, right, in the summertime, it would reflect the trees around us a lot. So occasionally, there would be the odd bird accident. But that day, it was just a fluke. From the escarpment, a golden eagle just happened to be flying, and it was really cool because I was watching it come to the window, and I don't even know that their wings can like bend, right? So like its wing bent, and so it wouldn't hit the tree, and it was flying but then it hit the window and knocked itself out for a second. And then I went outside. I was only about 8, so you can imagine I'm like almost the same size as the bird, or maybe even a little bit smaller. Like, its wingspan alone was massive. It was crazy. But it was a magical experience. And we hung out for like half an hour, 45 minutes. It left finally when my cat finally got the courage to try to jump on it. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I kid you not. She was a big cat, big white cat. And she jumps on the eagle. And the eagle literally just like, as if it was bored, just like flexed its wing out and just threw the cat. Like, just whoosh. The cat just went meh. So, it was funny. Cat was fine, don't worry. Anyways, yeah. Cats are not gonna take down eagles. But she tried. Anyways, so dreams are interesting for me that way. And I've had a lot of dreams over the years, and I know that some of them now, I can tell you in truth, I was in other places. My understanding of time, if you study quantum physics, right, time is relevant, time is now, all is now. Time is not linear like we think it is. Everything is happening now. It's all parallel. And so I know I was in other places, and it's really cool to think about that now. And the reason why I'm telling you this is more esoteric is because last year, before this crazy started, that is my leveling up, I was given the message in one of my visions, and sometimes I get them while meditating, like dreams, but sometimes they happen too when I'm like, that sleeping, right? That when you're not quite fully asleep and not quite fully awake, and you kind of get caught, right, in that moment. And my dreams are very lucid. So one of them was I was a blue-skinned alien. And and I don't talk about this a lot because I don't understand it. Again, I don't like talking about things I don't understand, but I feel like it should be said because not a lot of people have the confidence just to come out and say the crazy. So let me help you. Yeah, I was an alien. And so this group, I want to call them a cohort. I'm starting to feel like my understanding is that the cohort, all the energies that were in my group are actually parts of me, like parts of my higher self. So they're all me's, right? And so we're all energy. And it was a masculine energy, and I was the feminine energy. So one of the masculine energies, right? Because we're divided between masculine and feminine. There's polarity in everything. So the one masculine energy had come to me and he had said, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I'll follow you anywhere, you know I will, but I don't know if I could do this. And I promised him I would not let him lose himself. I would always make sure he remembered who he was. But then afterwards, I was pulled aside and another masculine energy was like, but he's not going to be able to go with you after you help him. He's not going to be the one that's going to actually help you accomplish the end goal, right? Because I was coming with a specific goal, right? Like that incarnation, whatever I was choosing to do or go to, there was like a specific goal. And so it was interesting if I look back on the vision, because I didn't get to see everything, but I knew in my hearts of hearts that I had to help this one person. And having that vision is what allowed me to kind of surrender and give in to the things that were happening last fall that I needed to surrender and give into. Because it wasn't necessarily just about me. I mean, I had lessons to learn, but I was also playing a key part in someone else's evolution. And even though, it's their story, they're the main character, it's not about me, it's about them. I was triggering things for them, triggering things inside of them to do, to think, right? And I needed to surrender. And I think that is one of the most amazing things for me to understand. I want to say it's humbling, but it's not even humbling. It's like I feel honored that I was able to be a part of someone else's growth. You know what I mean? And I know I caused my own suffering in some cases, in some parts of it, because I gave into it completely, like, becoming a part of a story. I gave into it 100%. But it's because in order to give the person the energy they needed to trigger parts of their pattern, to trigger parts of their soul, I had to truly have those energies, right? I had to really embody them. It is not easy. Always. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort to be a part of someone's story sometimes, and to not lose yourself in their story. So then it was kind of, having that knowledge that once I was done helping them, that this other energy was going to be there to catch me, to be with me, to help me. It was just nice to know, right? I had to still figure it all out. I still had to kind of go through all the healing and the emotions. And it was a great process for me to, again, become more self-aware, right? Each time I was triggered or I felt an emotion, it gave me the opportunity to go within and be like, okay, where is this coming from? How do I change how I see that? How do I change that feeling into something that I can understand is helping me, right? Perception is everything. Integrating your parts. Learning how to see your parts as loving parts of yourself, because they are. They might not have helped you the right way, but they didn't have anything else to work with at the time. And now they do, right? The more knowledge you have, the more they have to work with. So your parts love you, so you have to love them too. And so that was my interesting experience. And it was, I still get the dream. I still go back to it a lot. And right now the main focus is on the second one. And so it's interesting. I want to see where the soul contract goes, because I don't know. I have no idea. The last one, it was really weird. It was really unique. It was totally energetic. I didn't even have to do it in 3D, so it was kind of cool. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyways, yeah. If I didn't scare you away, thanks. Okay, bye.